The Speaking Class and the Confusion of Tutorial Priorities, an article by Dr. Sameh A.Galil, Arab Open University KSA. Of all the 4 language skills, speaking stands out as the most challenging among students. The shift from speaking in the mother tongue to speaking using a second language can be both daunting and nerve-wracking. Worrying about how and when to use the right speech organs and verbalizing ideas originally developed using the mother tongue thought processes potentially slow speaking if it does not impede it entirely. Typical of productive skills, speaking needs excessive practice. Early practice opportunities, for all their benefits, can also have drawbacks. If not guided and geared towards concrete, achievable ends, those early speaking shots can prove traumatic. They can be a source of never-ending anxiety for the speaking student. Early speaking opportunities in which the influence and interference of the mother tongue is heavily felt by the speaker and his classmates can also cause friction and self-consciousness. What is even worse is that some students cannot even survive the stigma of not sounding good, and they never develop beyond the basic skill level for the rest of their lives. Students' speaking attempts are more like the first steps taken by a baby. Like a baby, a student attempting to speak for the first time should be reassured and encouraged. He or she should feel relaxed and be made psychologically ready to deal with frustration. In fact, a healthy class environment in which the student feels safe and in which he or she is aware that his or her errors are developmental can minimize loss of face. Psychology aside, teachers should set their priorities right. Students should not be caught in the crossfire between fluency and accuracy. The last thing a student needs at this stage is the lack of consistency. A student who is used to speaking freely with a teacher who targets fluency should not be interrupted in the middle of a speech in the interest of accuracy and vice versa. In fact, confusing students by juggling competing priorities can be detrimental to the whole process. A class in which speaking activities transition seamlessly from whatever is familiar and easy to whatever is less so has the potential of meeting goals comfortably and within the set time frame. Speaking activities should not be intimidating or offending either. Relatable topics with the right lead-ins can break down barriers and help students meet the challenge of speaking in a foreign language head-on. Also, creating lifelike scenarios in which students would engage in short exchanges and long conversations using the foreign language can help give the students the needed confidence. Making the first English utterance, however short, can contribute towards instilling hope in students that mastering the language can happen sooner than they think. There is, however, more to the speaking skill of a language than small talk and phatic communion. Teachers should help their students go beyond the immediate and the physical in their speech. Students should be enabled to think creatively while speaking. Teachers, in this sense, should expose their students to authentic material that is both deep and insightful. They should be then asked to read, reflect, and then speak. Again, interrupting the flow of the speech, however defective the speech is not the best policy. At this point, getting the student out of his or her silent comfort zones should be the one and only goal. A fast track towards allowing students to feel that their speaking abilities not only improve, but also improve quickly, thus boosting their morale, is to ask them to memorize functions, proverbs, and stock expressions. In this way, their responses will be correct and automatic, and this can help them avoid the emotional toll first language interference has on them. A successful speaking segment of the lesson is only possible if the other segments like grammar and vocabulary are designed to help speaking take place. The other skills should serve one common purpose, and that is to provide the student with tools and food for thought that would propel him or her forward to speak. After all, you cannot get blood from a stone. Classroom seat arrangement can also help create the right atmosphere and environment. Speaking in circles and semicircles rather than rows and columns can help with the solidarity and the support the speaker needs should he or she stumble or stutter. Circles are more intimate, and if in place, they can dismiss the traditional mental image the speaker has of a scary class in which everyone is out to hunt him or her down. Speaking can be challenging, it is true, but if approached with the right end of perspective, it is doable and achievable. In fact, if the speaking class is to make any pedagogic sense, it has to be psychologically safe, it has to have the right material, and above all else, it should have a teacher who does not confuse priorities.